Hi everybody, how are you doing? Hope you are all well and safe and having a great day. My day is going pretty well. I've done this pen and ink drawing this morning. This has been done in Rebelle 4. I wanted to try the ink pens and I got a surprise. Let's get straight into the video, find out what it was. So I want to try out the pens in Rebelle 4, and I thought this image would be quite good because we've got some nice line work going off around this bird box, and then we've got the sort of light and dark with the snow, and then these shadows in the trees and some detail. I don't know if you can see it very clear, but we have got some sort of detailed line work around this tree. I can zoom in any more. Let's see if I can. Yeah, you might not be able to see it too well, but we have got some detail in there as well. So I thought this would be a really good one to try. So I'm going to shrink the image out, put it in the corner. I'm going to put it over the tilt tool at the minute. I don't know if I'm going to use that paper. I'm using WK01 washi. I think that's how you pronounce it. Washi paper. It's a default paper. It comes with Rebelle, so you don't have to go out and get any extra resources. And I wanted to try the pen brush. Never drawn anything with pen before in Rebelle 4. I don't even know if they had pens in Rebelle 3. I guess they did, but I got a shot when I had a little practice because I'll just show you. I'm going to just take the dip pen and take some black ink, make quite a big brush just to show you this. That's perhaps a bit too big. And then I'm going to take the green and just paint that through that. And you can see it employs the same techniques as the watercolour brushes. Why I didn't think it would do that, I don't know. I mean, I've got a lot of water in this ink, so we can make it, and I've knocked the opacity down a bit, so we can have nice, vibrant, bright inks, and it still does the watercolor effect, where it acts exactly as you would expect ink to act. Try thicker ink. This isn't watered down so much. So I'm excited about this. I'm just going to get into it and see what I can do. I don't want to mess around with the tilt. I think that's going to help me. Should I put the image? No, I'm just going to put it over the top of it. Right, so I'll clear the canvas. I'm going to begin with some sketching straight in with the ink. I'm not using pencil. And the reason I'm not using pencil is because of this, look. I can just erase, undo, and just get rid of anything that I don't like, as if I was working with a pencil. So I thought I might as well just, pencil's a bit thick. So already we've got this bleeding effect going off, which is really nice. But I'm not going to go out my way to look for trying to get paint to bleed and do. If it happens, it happens. I'm just going to try and do this as a regular pen and ink drawing. And I'm going to do it in the same way that I would do an ink drawing. So if I think I've got too much water in the ink, I think I have, I'm just going to knock it back a bit. We've got this block of wood there, wood here. I wonder if I should be using the mountain pen. Put some of these lines in. Whoops, way too fast it up. Yeah, that's cool. I know I should be like sketching the whole thing in, but I just feel like I need to do this. So I'm going to do it. I'm going to break the rules. When I was a decorator, I've had lots of jobs, but when I was a painter and decorator and I was studying graining and marbling, one of the things we had to do was copy wood grain and try and make a painted door look as though it was varnished door of oak, or there was a few classic ones. There was figured oak, mahogany. That was the one. That was one I was trying to think of. Mahogany as well. And we had a lot of fun. And we used feathers and things, and floggers and badges. These are all brushes, apart from the feather, of course. And let's go back to the dipper. In fact, I'm going to try the reed pen just to get a nice quick thick black in there. So whenever I do a little bit of grain on a bit of wood, it takes me back to those days. I was an apprentice decorator, and we all had our own. We went to college, Painters College, believe it or not. I know what you're thinking. Anybody can paint, which is true these days, because paint technology has changed so much, and you've got water-based paints and things that make it really easy. But back in the day, one was using oil-based paints and oil thinners, and there were such things as eggshell paint that would just sting your eyes and make your skin tingle. It was all a bit different. And we used to have these little cubicles, and we'd all go in there and hang paper. And we wouldn't just hang paper, of course, because we was at college. It'd be easy just to put up a strip of paper. No, what we used to do was cut wallpaper into shapes, into geometric patterns and things, and create murals on a wall with them, and really sort of stuff that you just probably will never ever do in real life. And the only time I ever did it, to be honest, was in my own house. Where I did it a few times. But we did get to do the graining and marbling. Would quite often, you know, you'd be working in a wealthy person's house and they want something a bit unique, and we get to do that, or, you know, pubs and things. and that led into the sign writing. So it was a fun time. Just kind of mapping out where the snow is and the branches. So this is the snow I'm doing now. And the danger area, of course, is I'm going to get the branches mixed up with the bit that's got to be snow. Just into a razor, take that out. See, no need to do the pencil work. Right, and then we've got here, we've got the snow coming around here. So I'm going to do all the usual etching, I think, and that kind of stuff. Don't know if that's how I want to do that. I'm doing these lines all sort of wiggly, deliberate. These little clumps of snow. It's coming together, I suppose. This is going to be like, by the time I've done all this, it's going to be sort of like a painting by numbers, isn't it? Where I'm just sort of filling it all in. Now, I want some blacks in here now. And I'm thinking maybe the reed pen might be the way forward with this. I'm leaving a few areas as well. I'll show you why I'm leaving these lights. I go into the fountain pen. I can etch those and it puts them in shadow, see? So back to the reed. Am I going to use colour on this? I don't know. I don't know if I will. I'm leaving those little bits of white as well. just sort of abstract shapes and things. Now I'm liking this because I've got quite a lot of control, and the ink isn't zoom in. The ink's not running out much at all. And if I add water to it, it's going to really bleed. And also, look how nice and black it is. If I change to this brush, I mean, it sort of bleeds, and when you first put it on, it doesn't look like an ink brush until it might be nice to go around the edges of the snow with that, actually. This is the brush number 2. Just let that do its own thing like that. Go back to the reed, and then I can go back in, and don't feel like you've got as much control with that brush, I must be honest, you've got with these. That out a bit. Okay. There's a bit of snow here, which I think should be sort of. Let's do this with the fountain pen. I think I'll stick to the etching with the fountain pen. I'm still not, I'm not getting in there with too much detail just yet. I'm just blocking in some darks, really, is what I'm doing. Because these are all going to be etched in. Like that. And this. Got a bit of snow here that we can put contour on. Like that. I'm not going to do all this contouring. I just want to show you what my idea is and where I'm going to go with it. So this is why I'm sort of putting the black in first. I'll do a little bit more. Sometimes you have to close your eyes and squint. Now here I want to put, in fact I'll use the dip pen. A little bit of branches breaking through there. Yeah. Might be better with the fountain pen actually. Get a darker. The dip pen, you don't get that solid black. And I'm going to use an eraser as well and just a few. I know there's no sort of white branches in there, but we're not copying, are we? We are using that as a point of inspiration. Out. A few out of here. What's this squiggly line all about? I think that should have been locked in like that. That's it. That can be hatched. There we go. Not as big actually. And I want to take a bit out here, then hatch that in. Oops. Must remember to turn back to the brush. And also, just get at the eraser, I've got too much hatching in there. Get some of that out for now. I've overdone that a bit. Yeah, that's it. I think let's do some more. I'm trying to get the impression that this is a fern tree. See here how I've taken the black lines, continued them with white. Just gonna break them a bit so it looks like they're covered with the snow. I think that's better. Yeah. I can do a few more up here. Yeah. I'm quite liking this. I like where we're going with it. This line means nothing to me now, so that's coming out. I don't know what that was in there for. At first I thought I wanted a lot of detail in there, but now I'm liking the just the start white. So let's use this reed brush and think about how I'm going to come over here. In fact, I'm going to use the dip pen actually. Because it's got that nice bleed effect, which I'm quite liking. I missed a branch out, haven't I? So this here, look, this is the bit which is kind of unique to Rebelle, where it's bleeding. I'm liking that. So let's continue along those lines. The only reason I've sort of, we've got a drawing in two halves, haven't we, where I've sort of cracked on with the right side but done little on the left side, and that's because I normally wouldn't do it like that, but I wanted to show you what I was thinking with the blacking in, and I know quite often we get a drawing where the state of it is quite ugly and you're wondering where it's going, so I thought I'd show you the process. As I was going, and then I like these sharp lines and these soft lines, so I'm going to go back over these with some sharper lines as well when I've finished. Let's just go back to that reed brush, because then you can get in this really nice dark. It looks like Indian ink. I can pop it in down here as well. Got the snow going off there. And then I can pop the reeds in that. Not the reeds, the pines, sorry. This can come up quite a way up here. And I don't want to be using greys or things. I don't think that's the way. If I want to try and get some greys, I'll do it with hatching, and then I might put a colour wash over the top. I'm thinking, I don't know, that might be quite funky. Back to the dipping brush. Oops. I just want to keep that last bit in there, just to so we can see the curve of the branch. Again, I'm going to use the fountain pen, and I'm going to put in some of these. They're not ferns, are they? What would you pine leaves? I've been calling them ferns, haven't I? Christmas tree leaves. I don't know. Yeah, that's cool. Back to the dip pen just to get some thicker lines in. Okay. What I'm doing here, I'm just sort of getting the shadow underneath the snow. These are the sort of contour lines and the sort of texture of the branch, and then I'm going to go in with some finer lines just to get some sort of tonal contrast going off, I guess. Didn't draw this in, did I? And I don't want to go off the edge of the paper. I'm trying to work it so that we stay within the bounds, that edge. Getting quite a detailed drawing shaping up here, aren't we? Right, fountain pen. Let's do some matching. And this is what gives us our tone. So what have we done so far in Rebelle? I mean, you can check out all the videos we've done. The oil painting, obviously, which is the big new one, which is just fantastic. The charcoal or pastels, I think it was pastels. Watercolor, obviously famous for its watercolor. And now the ink. This is turning out to be, it's got it all in there. It's got it all in. I think I need to do a painting where I do mixed media and we try and bring all of these together. I think that might be quite fun. I don't know if I've done. I'm gonna yeah, continue matching it like that. I think. Just to put a bit of. Oh, Mr. Branch out, haven't we? I'm just wondering if we should do the snow more like squiggles like that. Go for it. Yeah, right. Yeah, I do. I like that. I'm going to get the eraser. Get this out. I ummed and ahed about it on this one. So it's the fountain pen, just some squiggles. I think it's more of a texture of the snow. Yeah, I like it. I like where that's going. And I can do that here as well. So we've got a real contrast between the snow and the wood bark. And even sort of look at the sketch of the photo and see how the snow is got shadow on it. Same on this one here. A little bit. A little bit more around there. Yeah. I'm digging it, man. I'm glad I thought of this. This is how I do leaves as well. You'll see me when I'm doing ink drawings, summer scenes, and I use this squiggly technique a lot. Popping in leaves. Just think that's so much nicer. Looks a bit more like snow. I can Bring that over here now as well, I think. Or should I keep that clear? No, I don't like it over there. That's a bit too much. What I'm going to do though, I'm just going to hatch really lightly over this. Just a flat. Just to push it back a bit. Same here. I think it's because these are a bit more in the distance, so you want to lose the form, whereas these other branches are right in the foreground. So it works there, but not so much this side. Might work here, down here a bit. Yeah. Right, dipping brush. Got to put this other branch in, but I missed that out. Fountain, no, dipping brush. Right here, I think. Take that out. Right. Contour of the tree. Branch. Doesn't appear that I'll be editing this video down. I know it's like 45 minutes long right now. I've done them curves the wrong way. Oh my god. I think it's easy just to rub them out and try and undo. Concentrate, Steve. Was not cool. You go that way. Fill a few of them in. So I'm not, what I did then when I said I fill a few of them in, what I meant was, you see we've got this sort of line going, just a straight line, by just blocking in a little bit of colour in between some of the curved lines. You get a broken line which looks much more what you'd expect. It looks more bark-like, I guess. And I'm going to start hatching in all of these now. This is the bit I've already got the texture, so this is the bit that gives it its tone, I guess. Although I do want a little bit of texture coming this side as well. One thing I'm doing here, I'm making sure that these aren't all like exactly the same space apart like that. That's it could be an easy mistake to make. So vary the distance between them, vary the thickness of the lines. All of that makes for much more realistic painting, even though you're not particularly going for loads of detail. I am quite aware that I've been doing some quite abstract pieces recently, so this is really a bit of an attempt to get back to something that's just looks a little bit more what it's supposed to look like. I could do this with a colour, you know, I could just add colour. I'm going to do two versions, and I want to know, do you like the black and white version or do you prefer the colour version? That's the question. That's what I'd like you to put in the comments. If you like the black and white version, just give the video a like, and if you like the colour version, just give the video a like. I guess what I'm saying there is just like the video, please. That'd be much appreciated. Now, the colour will only take seconds, really. All right, in with the fountain pen. Let's get a few branches to fill in this gap here. I'm making some of these up now. I picked this photo because I just love the idea of this bird table, bird box I should say, not bird table. That it was like sanctuary to a little bird in this snowstorm. I don't know if I don't suppose it was actually inhabited. I don't know. I don't know if there was a bird living in it. But it just struck me as this picture was taken during the storm, the actual storm. So it was absolutely, the sky was emptying of the snow. So it was just screaming out for me to take the picture and then to paint, obviously. I think I could come in with a couple of branches in front of this. I'm having so much fun with this, honestly. One down the other side. Let's try it. Let's see if I like it. I'm going to change it a little bit. I'm not going to put it across the bird table. Yeah, it works, except it's made it a bit thick. Yeah. And then put a few branches off that. And then, well, we've got like the white, I could pop it in. Not quite so much. Gonna work. Don't know if that works. Yeah, if I put looks like it's got a bit of snow. I want to take this bit out. Don't like that. But what I'm going to do is just put that's better. That works. That's what I should have done in the first place. A bit of a shadow there. Maybe a branch coming out of there and there. Finished. Black and white sketch done. Get it signed, Steve. Where should we sign it? Not a lot of space, is there? Yeah. So that's the black and white version done. Shall we add some colour? Let's do it. I'm going to create a new layer for this. And I'm going to put the layer underneath this layer. I'll show you why. Actually, I'll leave it on the top for a second. I'm going to use the dip pen. I'll add some water to this. Let's do the bird table first. bird box, and I want really strong colour. So you see what happens. Look, can all flow together. Maybe a bit more water actually. It just totally blocks out the layer underneath. I just put it underneath. See what's happening? That's why I want to do that. Got too much dark on there though, because I don't want dark. I just want really colour. A bit of green in. Is that going to bleed in? Yeah. I think that will do for that. Now let's look at the blue. This is what I'm thinking, just edge it where I've done the hatching, look. Let's get a bit of green going off. Blue green just around these twigs, maybe. And then the blue as well. Just mixing in with that green might be quite nice. Oops, a bit dark that one. See, these colours are much more vibrant than you would get with a watercolour. Well, I guess you could get them like this, but traditionally they're a little bit more muted. Right, just the tree. And I'm going to go with the brown, I think. I might mix some green in it as well. can. And the idea is if I mix the green in, it will bleed, it should all bleed together. Let's try it. Some olive green. Seen some blue needs to go in there. I think I've got it. I just put the blue, a little bit of blue in here. Maybe just around the edge of that as well. There we go. A little snowy scene. Just want to do one last thing. Take my fountain pen, take the eraser, just a few highlights back in this bird table. Bird box, sorry. Why do I keep saying bird table? Just felt it looked a little bit flat. Just wanted lifting up a little bit. There we go. Finished. Please let me know which you like, the black and white or the colour. I'll just show you again. That's the colour version. There's the black and white version. And hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, big thumbs up as always is much appreciated. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. Got lots of videos like this, and I would love to be sharing them all with you. So don't forget, everybody, stay safe, stay sane, and keep painting. And hopefully I'll see you all in the next one. Bye.